Let's practice now. Task 1. In the following sentences, underline the relative clause, then state its type, restrictive or non-restrictive. Sentence 1. The algorithm that allows astronomers to detect planets is based on subtle changes in starlight. What type of relative clauses is that, and where is the relative clause? The relative clause here is that allows astronomers to detect Earth-like planets. The type is restrictive relative clause because it starts with that, and that introduces only defining or restrictive clauses. Also, we have no punctuation. And finally, this is very important information. The algorithm that allows astronomers to detect Earth-like planets. Which algorithm are we talking about? In order to make the sentence clear, we have to add important information. We cannot omit it. Sentence 2. Marie Curie, who was the first woman to win the Nobel Prize, conducted groundbreaking research on radioactivity. The relative clause is who was the first woman to win the Nobel Prize. It is non-restrictive or non-defining because it is extra information. Very probably everybody knows who Marie Curie is. Still, we added an extra information to clarify the sentence and make sure that you know whom we are talking about. Sentence 3. Silicon Valley, where many of the world's largest tech companies are headquarters, continue to attract world talent. The relative clause in this sentence is where many of the world's largest tech companies are headquarters. And the type of the relative clause is non-restrictive or non-defining. It is introduced between two commas, and also it carries extra information. Silicon Valley is a very well-known place. We added the relative clause to make sure you know the place. It is extra information for clarity. Sentence 4. The scientists whose equations predicted the existence of antimatter revolutionized modern physics. The relative clause is whose equations predicted the existence of antimatter. It is defining or restrictive because first we don't have punctuation, and also the scientists, we have to specify who we are talking about, whose equations predicted the existence of antimatter, not any other scientist. Sentence 5. The year 1953, when Watson and Crick proposed the double helix model of DNA, marked a turning point in biology. The relative clause in this sentence is when Watson and Crick proposed the double helix model of DNA, and it is a non-restrictive or non-defining relative clause because it adds information that are extra information, and it is introduced between two commas. Let's wrap up briefly our lesson today. Relative clauses give more information about a noun or a pronoun. This information can be either very important and core to the understanding of the sentence. We call it a restrictive or defining relative clause. When it is extra and it is not very essential and we can omit it, it is called non-restrictive relative clause or non-defining. Relative clauses start with who to refer back to people, whom to refer back to people, but when they are the object of the sentence, whose to refer back to possession, which to refer back to people, animals, not people, animals, things, or ideas. That refers back to all of them: people, animals, things, or ideas. When refers back to time and where to place. Why refers back to reason. Relative clauses help combine sentences into clear and precise sentences, whether the information is important or additional. They help clarify and enhance your sentences when you write in technical English. Thank you for your attention. See you in our next session.